Live from Easy Studios in Eddyville, Kentucky. It's time for a new episode of TV Recap. Tonight, Young Sheldon Season 4 finale, season premiere of High School Musical, the musical, and the Bad Batch are continuing their adventures through the galaxy. Your host, Darth. Hello, Easy Nation. Welcome to another episode of Darth Easy's TV Recap. This is another cool little episode. We got a bunch of TV shows to talk about. And so we'll get straight to it. So first off, let's talk about Batwoman Season 2, Episode 13. I'll give you a clue. Alright, so this episode we have, Batwoman, Alice gets tortured by Black Mass and by, not Kate. Just saying, not Kate, but it's Kate. But basically Black Mass tortures her, and then Alice basically agrees to make her a new face, but then Alice realizes at the end of the episode that, holy crap, this is she has our father's eyes, and then she's like, that's Kate, that has to be Kate. And so I'm curious to see what happens with that. But we have Sophie reveals to Ryan that she knows she's Batwoman. And so, it's a little difficult moments of she trying to figure out if she can trust her and all of this other stuff. And then we had this villain called Clue Master. He's a $5 discounted version of the Riddler. Let's just be honest with ourselves. So, episode was alright. I enjoyed most of it. So yeah, that's Batwoman. Let's move on to Legends of Tomorrow, Season 6, Episodes 1 through 2. So, I caught up on my Legends of Tomorrow so far. I have to say, I really did enjoy the first two episodes. Well, I'll have to say, the second episode kind of made me sick. And it was just because the way they were eating the burgers and the food. It just made me want to puke, to be honest with you. So, a lot of that stuff, I was kind of skipping through it because I really didn't care for it. But Sarah has been abducted by aliens. Gary has turned out to be one of those aliens. The glasses he wears, if he takes his glasses off, it reveals his alien disguise. But if he puts his glasses on, he's a human. So, you're just like, that kind of could make sense why Gary has always been kind of a goofball. Because he's been trying to fit in, but he doesn't really know human tactics. So yeah, now aliens are throughout the timeline, and so yeah, overall, not bad episodes. Let's move on to Black Lightning, Season 4, Episode 11, The Book of... I can't remember it. I think it's Restitution. Chapter 2, I didn't get the title because my episode didn't record the whole episode. So, this episode was pretty... I got to see most of it. Basically, Khalil goes after the Looker girl. I believe she was in the last season. I can't remember because there's just so much stuff from some of these CW shows that they kind of blend together at times. But Khalil goes after them, and they've been talking about doing a painkiller show. I'm totally down to watch a painkiller show. I think the idea of a person with multiple personalities would be kind of an interesting TV show to watch. But at the end of the episode, Tobias figures out that Khalil's going after him, so he sends the assassin to go after Khalil. So there's going to be an interesting fight between them two in the next few episodes, probably. And then Lynn gets her case dropped against her because Looker was basically brainwashed the FBI agent. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next. Let's move on to The Flash, Season 7, Episode 9, Timeless. Barry, he wants to go back in time. He wants to stop the other powers from happening to kind of avoid Nora going crazy, avoiding the Speed Force to go nuts. So he goes back in time to try to store the powers and try to kill the other powers before they're born. But he realizes he's kind of the father of them, and he just can't do it because it was like an act of creation, and he just can't do it. And then at the end of the episode, we see what's his name? At the end of the episode, we also see at the end of the episode, we see Cisco and Khalil, I believe, not Khalil, that's whoever his girlfriend is. They decide we need to leave Central City, which is, we heard last week that the guy who plays Cisco is talking about leaving, or is leaving the show. So I'm assuming that's what that's setting up. Let's move on to Young Sheldon, Season 4, Episode 18, The Wild and the... Is that Woody? and I can't read my writing sometimes. This episode, this is the finale of Young Sheldon, the theme of the week. Usually try to have finales part of the main theme of the week. So this episode was very funny, or it was kind of tragic at times because it kind of leads up to stuff that goes on in Breaking Bad, not Breaking Bad. Wow, to the Big Bang Theory. Is like the moments in the episode where George and Mary have this big fight where George doesn't feel like he ever has a voice, and it's always her way or no way, and so that was a moment, and it kind of will probably lead to him cheating on his on Mary, which is that scene from Big Bang Theory where Sheldon saw his dad cheating on his mom, and also the things with. So I think the show does a pretty good job of setting stuff up, and you also see Georgie trying to take care of his mom, and you see the character of Missy trying to deal with this, but no one ever wants to pay attention to her. And overall, the episode was good. It didn't feel like a season finale. It had moments of season finale, but it didn't completely feel like one. But it was an alright episode. Let's move on to Big Shot, Season 1, Episode 5. This is Our House. So, Lisa's dad, the guy who played the Cylon in Battlestar Galactica, my head's, I guess, in a different planet right now. Basically, he gets arrested, and Lise is in another zone. She doesn't play her game good, and also she and the one girl, they cheat on on a math test. And it was, it's a cool little moments, but between the coach and Louise, where Louise just looks at the coach and says, "You don't know how I feel," and he just looks at her and she says, "Sorry about that," because of anybody, he knows how she feels about. He knows what kind of situation she's going to be in. So overall, this was a good little episode of Big Shot. I really enjoyed it. Let's move on to Mighty Ducks Game Changer, Season 1, Episode 8. Change on the fry. This episode was cool because the No Balders, they go on a winning streak, but the mom starts going crazy. She's like, "We need to win, and they are like, "I thought we were just playing to have fun." They have a move that could get them some points, but the mom doesn't want to do it because she's just like, win. But she's like, she's still she doesn't know how far she's fallen. So at the end of the episode, you see Evan's like, I gotta fire my mom, which will probably leave Coach Bombay to become the head coach of the Dope Vauders, probably for the next season or so. So yeah, overall, it was a good episode of the Mighty Ducks. Let's move on to High School Musical, The Musical, Season 2, Episode 1, New Year's Eve. So everyone, it's a New Year's Eve episode. They're all getting ready for the new school year, and they're all trying to figure out what's the next play going to be. What's the next play going to be? Everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be High School Musical 2. I mean, it's the second season. We're going to do High School Musical." But the drama teacher gets inspired and says, we can compete with this other school and maybe become a big. So they decide to do Beauty and the Beast. So that's going to be kind of interesting. I thought that was I think that's a good move. I think it would have been a little much to do High School Musical 2. I mean, like I said, I enjoy the High School Musicals, but I really like this. This show is very, it's meta. It kind of feels like kind of The Office, where even though I don't like The Office, where they kind of interview people and you never really see the ones who are being the interviewer. So overall, I like this episode of High School Musical. Now let's talk about the final episode of the week, and that is Star Wars: The Bad Batch, Season 1, Episode 3, The Replacements. I really enjoyed this episode of The Bad Batch. I just talked about it on my Rule of One. But, I just love what they're doing with the Bad Batch characters. But I love what we're seeing of the early Empire, of how we're transitioning from the clone troopers to what will soon be the stormtroopers. I'm curious to see when we'll actually see stormtroopers in the galaxy. Because, like I said, we're still probably 2 months, maybe a month into this early Empire. And I love the stuff with Crosshair, the twisted moment of the good soldiers follow orders when the recruits just absolutely destroy, and it's something that we see the Empire would do. I mean, we saw it in Star Wars: A New Hope when the Empire killed Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru. We saw it in Star Wars Rebels when Vader ordered Tarkintown to be killed, innocent people. I mean, these are the bad guys, and I like the idea of the one guy who wanted the new stormtrooper, basically, who was like, we signed to be soldiers, not butchers, and to be murderers. And like that twisted moment, he says, "Good soldiers follow orders," and it's just such a great little moment of the episode. So overall, guys, I really enjoyed Bad Batch, and that ends this episode of TV Recap. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Guys, if you'd like this video, click that thumbs button, subscribe, see more, tell your friends about Easy Nation. Until next time, all too easy.
I'm big enough to reach the door.